been a long time.
Been a long time. Yeah, I was on
I don't know if I'd
vacation.
call it a Wi-Fi podcast anymore.
We'll call it the Jeff and Brian podcast. Um,
The black T-shirt,
well, we
the
took
black T-shirt. Thing.
we mostly talk about Wi-Fi, but yeah, I was on a long road trip. I took the Rivian out to Michigan. It went really well. I camped out there for a week. Pretty easy
Yeah.
trip,
What's
but
that?
pretty easy trip.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you went out you went out pretty far.
I
Like
did a little preparing before I went.
you basically had to cross through Canada to get there, right?
Yeah, I had to go through Canada, Lower
From
Peninsula.
Connecticut.
Yeah. Three
How
thousand
many how
miles.
many miles was that?
3,000 miles total. And I didn't have any problem charging. Every charger that I got to works. Maybe it was
Yeah.
because in the Midwest I was checking them before I got there, but yeah, it was pretty seamless.
Yeah, what charging network did you mostly use?
I mostly used Electrify America, but I also used the Tesla and the Magic Dock, and I used the Rivian Adventure Network, which they're over all over Michigan, and that was great. They're
Oh,
fast and they're free.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I used those and some hotel charging along the way, but everything was pretty easy.
That's
For
cool.
me at least. I mean, I wouldn't say everyone's gonna have the same experience, but
Yeah, you had to plan it out, kinda,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I used plug shared, to check the charges before I left, and but the Rivian navigation's really good, almost as good as the Tesla, not quite as good. I mean, it doesn't
Yeah,
tell you percentage charge at arrival. It tells you
yeah,
like miles, which I don't like. But you can pretty much figure out what they equate to and do it that way. But road tripping, it's not that much different, really. I mean, Tesla's way easier, obviously, because all the superchargers work, and
yeah.
they're plentiful. But it's not that hard road tripping through the Midwest. But up and down the coast, maybe a different story because people are using those chargers as their
More.
main, yeah, their main
Yeah.
charging if they live in apartments and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, I don't have to really. I just charge at home, but
Mm-hmm.
um, the stations I've gone to, they've been nice and um, obviously Tesla tells you if it's the charging
Yeah.
stations are full or whatever and what's available. So that's really really nice. So yeah, I haven't had any issues, but I haven't used it as much as you. So
Yeah. So it was cool. But what are we talking about today? What's the big news?
iPhone 15 Pro.
Yeah, I got my pre-order in just minutes ago. Did you get yours in?
I got my pre-order in. Yeah,
Nice. It was a little tough. The servers were overloaded as always, but
yeah,
got that baby in.
yeah. My
Um,
last version was the 12.
wow. So you're
That
due
was
an upgrade.
yeah. I waited because I didn't see. I mean, I know you buy the new one every year, um, but I didn't see any major advantages up until now. Right? I
Up
see a
until now,
major.
so you want
Yeah,
that USB-C port that's on the new iPhone 15, right? That's the big change.
yeah. That's what I've been
That's
looking
even
for.
waiting for. No, so the big change is it now it supports Wi-Fi 6E. So that for the first time, an iPhone supports 6 gigahertz.
That's right. We thought it would come out maybe last year.
Yeah,
We were thinking maybe the year prior to that, but that was probably too early for them. Samsung's already been on 6 gigahertz for a while.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, so all the Apple products, all the Pro series of Apple products are now 6 gigahertz, like the MacBook Pro, the Studio, the iPad Pro. All of those are 6 gigahertz now, and
yeah.
so they just added the phone, on their last launch, right?
Right, and that phone's going to be the iPhone 15 Pro. It's only the Pro and the Pro Max that support 6 gigahertz, right? So
That's right.
if
Yeah.
you want those blazing speeds, you got to get those.
Yeah.
And
What's so good about 6 gigahertz though? Why are we so?
well, because we've been testing it for over a year now, right?
Yeah.
We've both been using it. I have it on my laptop, and the speed, and I also have a gigabit internet connection here, right? So, which actually gets me more than a gig. Like, Xfinity oversubscribes you to like 1.4 gig or something, right? So with my laptop, I'm getting over a gig, like 1.1 gig on Wi-Fi, right? Which not many
Yeah.
people can do. Um, and you're on your iPhone, last year's iPhone, you're using what Wi-Fi 6 still, right? Which is
Yep.
maybe getting you 700 to 800 meg.
Top. That's
Top.
top, right?
That's top.
Yeah.
Really more like 650 probably. So you're not tapping into that gigabit speed if you're paying for that kind of connection, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's pretty exciting that we can finally use that 6 gigahertz on the iPhone. They probably had some supply chain issues last year, that's why they didn't put it in.
True. Yeah, that's very true.
But now, and the good thing is we have an access point that is well tested that we've been using for a long time now, and they're available, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been using the ECW 336, which is our Wi-Fi 6E access point. I've been using it here in the office, and I've been using it at home as well. So, and my laptop's 6 gigahertz. So that's the only thing I have that's 6 gigahertz.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, I can get line speed on that on both my at home and here. So I have a gigabit connection there, and the connection speed here is actually a little less or a lot less, but I can still see the speeds close to line speed wirelessly when I'm connected to 6 gigahertz. So not every one of our access points here are the ECW 336, but there's one in the conference